Guys, today's video is sponsored by Revolve Games. I'm going to cover their project and give you a quick overview of everything this is about. Keep in mind, I don't sell you anything, those are still my own thoughts. I didn't get a script or anything like that. I will just go through the project and tell you what it's about because, in all honesty, this looks really cool. This looks really interesting, or I wouldn't cover this. They tried to build a huge metaverse with so many cool things in there that I would just say, let's go right into it. The links to their white paper, their Telegram group, as well as their Medium article is in the description down below, so maybe you want to check that out. Just know that there's nothing I try to sell you in this video or something like that. And now, let's watch the trailer.
You've just been generated.
I've just been... what?
Take a look for yourself. Revolve is redefining GameFi with staking tethered NFTs. Generate tethered NFT assets and level up their staking rewards.
You now heard a bunch of different buzzwords that are all complicated, and if you try to look up what a tethered NFT is, it doesn't really give you a good explanation, which is why I will try to explain this project as easy as possible while still using all the complicated words. On their website right now, which is not live, I think this one is just the dev website, you can see what their plan is. They try to redefine a blockchain gaming with a robust gaming ecosystem that is plugged into the heart of DeFi. Actionable RPG, stake tethered NFT assets, and rewards according to performance. I think I just lied. I said that I wouldn't throw so many buzzwords at you, yet I just did it again. The problem that many projects have when they start out is they can't really make the connection between the gameplay part of the game, the staking part, as well as the whole NFT universe when it comes to all the items in there. It's like hard to build an economy and to connect everything together so it works out well. And the solution for that is to pair the NFTs, so the items you get in the game as well as your characters, with stakes of RPG. RPG is their native token, and based on pairing the NFT with that native token, you get performance-based rewards based on those staking contracts. When you have your character, which is also staked at the entire time, meaning when you stake one of those tokens, you get X amount of % on a daily basis. I think over here at liquidity staking, they have like 30 to 40% on average per character that is staked. The reward that you get then for placing first in a leaderboard or defeating the best monster, being like high in a leaderboard, is a reward multiplier on your staking. And that is this part over here. Let's say you're one of the best players. How do you get rewarded? Well, you might just be better than other players, but there isn't really much to it. And in here, your character is going to earn you a lot more money than if you wouldn't be one of the top players. I think it's similar to the level and the multiplier over here. The characters that you can mint in the game will have a level, right? The level itself already multiplies the amount you earn when you stake, but also being placed in a leaderboard, like the top 50% of players are going to have their rewards doubled. So let's say for staking the currency, you would make like, let's say $100 a month. You would then make $200 for just being one of the better players. When it comes to actually getting one of your assets though, when it comes to getting one of those frogs, you will need to deposit X amount of RPG. And based on that, you would then get a character. Because this one is the test and I'm not sure if it works. I will just try it and see if I can stake and generate a character. And that will be the one, yeah. So if you then stake the currency when this website is actually live, you would then get one of those characters. What you can do then is you can reroll in case you don't like the traits. So if you don't like green skin or vortex as a suit, you can just click on reroll and you would get a different one. You can also see the rarity up there, what class it is, and how much RPG you stake to get this character. Keep in mind the RPG that you staked for this character is still staked while you have that character. We can then accept the character, get him into our account, and then if we click on view inventory, we can see all our guys over here. The guys have their own level, right? That is the multiplier we have seen over here in the white paper. They tell you how much RPG is staked in order to create them and what their APY is. APY just stands for if you compound your interest every single day, then that is how much money you get in a year. So if you had like $100 staked, you will get $135. There's this small difference between APR and APY, and I hope I got it right this time. Besides characters, you can also mint vehicles right now, as well as game builders and stargates, and in the future also pets and other items. Because the gameplay itself requires the characters, which then means it requires you to stake their token, it allows to contain the NFT marketplace fairly stable, because the more players there are, the more assets they have to generate, which then means they have to stake even more RPG, which then means in return there's less RPG in circulation, because more and more gets locked up in staking. I think when you unstake your RPG, there's like a 2 or 3% fee, and let's say you wouldn't like the character that you just generated and you re-rolled and you still don't like it, you could then just unstake your RPG and then you just make a new one. What they also got done here, which by the way this website looks really pretty, what they have are game builder asset packs, which in fancy terms means it's going to allow whitelisted third-party developers to create their own game builder asset packs, which will be available to users on the platform. Developers will be able to monetize their game builder packs. This all makes sense when you take a look at the mission that the company has. What they want to do is have a metaverse, which is also an interplanetary sandbox. Sandbox meaning that you as the player can build your own stuff. You can explore the galaxy with your own NFT, tethered spacecraft, your own character. You can buy land on planets, shape the landscape, pretty much a whole universe of stuff that you can shape and create as you wish. You can buy and rent land, there's an economy, and you can also build games. And I found this part the most interesting one. Within the metaverse, you can create like your own mini metaverse to build your own game on the land that you purchased or rented, and then other players from the community that already played this game can join on your planet to play your game, and it just becomes more Inception-like. Right now in the roadmap, they are done with the first phase, with phase 1 of this project, where they wanted to start the liquidity staking, get that part finished. It is already connected to the leaderboard, so when you get like a high finish, you get your multiplier. That is working. And if you would like to play a mini game, that is already working, but that is just like a proof of concept. This is not like part of their full game. Just to show you how it works, if you're good in that one game and you position on the leaderboard, your name would then show up down here, which then shows every other player how damn good you are at this game. I don't want to flex, but look at me go. This is obviously not the game that is going to be worked on, but you can see that you get a score, and based on that, you would then be down here on the leaderboard. But I mentioned that that is part of phase 1. The part of phase 2 is actually the generating asset part over here. So when I showed you that you can mint a character, you can stake and generate one of those guys, you could name him Frodo if you want to. All of this is being worked on right now. I think they mentioned within like a month or 2 they should be done with this, and I think the roadmap also reflects that. When it comes to quarter 3, where NFT token implementation is going to work, the character graphics and the NFT wallet will work. And in quarter 4 this year, so between like September and December, in that time frame, there should be the first multiplayer game launched on the site. In the beginning of next year, they will have the Sandbox Metaverse version 1. So as you can see, we're at the beginning of all of this. A whole universe and a metaverse with the multiverse. There's so many verses. It's quite a lot. While they're working on all of this, they have a couple partners at the moment. They got Ferrum Advisory Services, which as it seems like is a company that provides staking technology and makes it so that pre-sales are done right. So imagine you would like to buy an asset, or you would like to buy like a PlayStation 5, but every single time there's a new one listed on Amazon or eBay, if it's under a certain price, there's just a bot running the entire time, 24/7, picking it up. This way, bots can't manipulate prices by buying the tokens at the lowest price possible and all of that. This is just a lot of security when it comes to the token itself. They also work with Dutch game studios, which I think they partnered with, and they got 12 game developers that are actively working on this site as well. And lastly, they got Game Pack Studio, which are the artists behind the trailer, behind the NFTs themselves over here, maybe even the website design. All in all, looks really pretty. Then after clicking at the little buttons down here, I can also find an answer to my question from earlier. There's going to be a CCC, the cross-chain compatibility. The RPG tokens in the ecosystem are cross-chain compatible and can be atomic swap between the Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain networks. That's awesome. Lastly, from the Telegram group, which is linked down below, I also have this image for the tokenomics. They're going to be 95 million tokens in total supply. For everybody who understands the tokenomics of a token better than I do, because for me, it's more like a bunch of numbers. I don't fully know when a token is good or bad based on percentages and so on. I would just leave this up here. Maybe this gives you more information than it gives me. Let's go full cam for a second. I think this project looks so cool. You can see the guys working behind it. You can see the studios they're partnered with. They build a whole metaverse, not just like one single game. They think about things ahead before they happen. Honestly, even without like being sponsored and whatever, this is pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to see what else is going to come next. And until then, I would say, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Revolve Games, thanks for sponsoring. It was an interesting look into the site and the white paper and all of that. I will link everything down below, from the Medium to the Telegram to the white paper itself, so you can get more information in case you would like to. And I would say, if you got any questions, maybe the team at Revolve Games is watching this and can answer your questions in the comments. If not, I will try my best. And until next time, take care.